We're going to be introducing a few special guests this evening. Some of the teachers, some of the English teachers in particular, who are a lot of them are very, very experienced English teachers, such as myself. And I think it's a great opportunity for you to get to meet some of the people that if you come and join us here at Injaz for one of our courses, you'll have an opportunity to work with any number of these particular teachers that we'll be speaking with briefly this evening, as well, of course, as myself. Just a little hint here to start off with to let you know, we currently are running a 15% discount on all Injaz courses, both here in Riyadh and over at our Al Kharj location, as well as the for all one-year courses in the event that you'd like to look at a one-year diploma. These are recognized often by foreign academic institutions, local employers. If you're trying to get a job and you want an English certificate or a Chinese or any number of languages, there's a one-year diploma program and you can carry that out. Take advantage of that, transfer it as part of your resume package when you're applying for jobs. That's really going to help you a lot and give you an advantage over other people who are applying for the same job but simply don't have the diploma, which we're going to offer you here. Here at Injaz, you're going to study 3 days a week for 2 hours per class. These are very, very immersive. They're really focused on speaking development. So unlike a lot of other courses at a lot of other language institutes, where you'll focus on the book and the grammar and yada yada. At the end of the day, the goal here at Injaz is to get you speaking the language. This is really what we're trying to achieve with you. So when you come here, it's really interactive, it's very learner-centered, so you are getting the practice to actually use the language that we're going to teach you. Okay, just a little bit of introduction here. So my name is Chatmaster D. And as you'll see, I am not a Canada. I'm not a polar bear either, and I'm certainly not a moose on the loose. Chatmaster D, and it's my job to help you learn a little bit of English, come up and introduce you to Injaz to help you know a little bit about what we do here. This evening, we're going to be looking at from beginner to conversation, the first 1,000 words, and really that's all you really need to do is to learn about 1,000 words in English, which I know sounds a lot, but if you go to a class and you walk out with 5 words in a class and you do that 3 times a week, 15, a little bit of home study, you can get 20, 25 words a week, no problem, okay? So don't think of that as a crazy big number. It's actually really, really achievable. Okay. So I'd like to take this opportunity to introduce one of our teachers here at Injaz. This is, she's a little bit famous around here in Injaz. All of the students just love her to death. Miss Noor, would you like to come up and speak with me for a few minutes? Hello. This is Noor, and while she's a young-looking teacher, she has a tremendous amount of skill and experience. She's just a natural in the classroom. The students really enjoy spending time with her. And based upon that type of experience Noor has working with students, we'll just have a look at some of the most common problems that learners have when they're learning language. So for example, what do students have problems with here, Noor? Why do most learners get stuck? Like, you see, they study a lot, but they forget. Do you have this kind of experience with your students where, look at the camera. Yeah.
Okay. They don't go home and study again.
Oh, do you think that's the reason why?
Yes. So they have to keep memorizing the lessons.
Okay.
So the next class, they came with a fresh method.
I see. So what's your recommendation that they do?
Yeah, they need to repeat and repeat and repeat and repeat.
Could you repeat that again? Okay. So many students, they understand, but they can't speak. Do you find that like a lot of your students, they actually understand what you're speaking? And you're sure, even when you check with Arabic, that they can say their idea, but they have a problem to speak?
Yes, they are shy.
Oh, it's shy.
Yeah, they're afraid to get some words in the wrong way.
Right.
So I encourage them a lot to just say it the way you can, and I'm going to tell you how can you say it.
Okay.
It's not a problem. Don't be shy. Just speak your mind.
Right. Well, yeah, exactly. That's probably how you learned such good English yourself, was not being shy and just simply speaking it and trying to learn from your mistakes is often the way. Students memorize it, but they never use it. Of course, this is a common problem. Why? Because, of course, they're living in Saudi Arabia, all their friends speak Arabic, their family speaks Arabic. They don't really have a lot of opportunity to use the language that they're learning.
Yeah.
So do you have any ideas about what they can do to fix that?
They can make a community
Okay,
to practice.
right.
Like you can find some friend that they speak English like you,
Okay.
and you keep chat together in English.
Do you encourage your students in your classes to make their own community?
Yes.
Yeah,
Of course.
right.
It would be so amazing.
All right. Okay. Well, thanks for spending a few minutes with us this evening, Noor. Noor is, again, one of our INJAZ teachers. She teaches English. And that was some pretty interesting, helpful feedback that we had here today from Noor about her experience as a teacher and about some solutions that students often have when they run into these problems. Here's one of the myths, the things that people believe, but actually are not really true. So they believe they need thousands and thousands of words. Some people think they need like 10,000 words to speak a language. And in fact, no, you don't need 10,000 words at all, okay? That's something that will keep you stuck. If you think that you need 10,000 words, from day one, you're going to be thinking, oh, no, I can't learn this much. I can't do this. I can't learn. But that's just simply not true. Okay. What do you need? You need about 1,000 words is fine. 1,000 words will get you to the finish line where you can comfortably speak any language, be it English, Chinese, French, whatever the case may be. You don't need more words. You need the right words, the best words, the better words. Okay, so the right words are real communication, okay? I'd like to take this opportunity just to bring up another one of our teachers here at INJAZ. Mr. Nasser, if you can join us for a moment. Sure. All right, this is Nasser, and Nasser is one of our teachers here at the Khobar INJAZ Student Institute. Again, he is an English teacher. And Nasser, I'd just like to check with you if your experience about learning core vocabulary is similar to this type of idea where most conversations use common words. So in your experience as an English teacher, do you feel that we repeat the same words again and again, day after day?
First of all, I'd like to thank you for having me here in this very lovely podcast. I'd like to thank everybody for watching us. Next, well, there are many things that people really think that English vocabulary that are very difficult, that you may be speaking in a way that nobody understands you or you don't understand people. But the thing is that most of the vocabularies are being repeated every day. We call it like everyday English, more like everyday conversations and everyday phrases that are being repeated. So as you have said, the 1,000 words that they need to understand, they're not like really strange words, but the words that are being used commonly by most of the speakers.
Right.
This is like my opinion.
So if you are using this approach in teaching, do you find that your students actually feel more comfortable and can speak comfortably faster by learning a small group of words that are used again and again?
Yeah, well, that's one of the methods that I really use, especially in my beginner classes, and then up and up and up, where they are given such kind of daily conversations or daily phrases that are used daily, and this would really boost their confidence in speaking, and they're really interacting inside the classes in groups or in pairs, and that's really helpful.
Right, sure. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Let's have a look at our next slide. There was a couple of common words that we're pointing out here, like go, I go to work every day, I go to school every day. I eat breakfast every morning. I want, what do I want? I don't know. I want to go to visit my friend, and I need, keeping in the theme of last week's focus on Burger King, I need a Whopper. Okay.
Hello, everyone.
Oh my God, look at this. We have our weekly intruder right back in. How are you, Sudhir?
How are you?
I'm good.
I'm late.
You're late.
Well, I first came in the live. I told you I was coming. I didn't know you were going to start now.
No, we start every week at 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock. The guys this age are always late. This is going to happen,
Only once.
Only once.
Only once.
Right, only once. Well,
Not going to happen again.
is that right?
I think so.
I see. Huh. We'll see about that. Okay, this week, Sudhir, we are talking about the first 1,000 words in English. I'm going to bring Mustafa up here for a minute and just introduce him.
Sure.
Yep. Okay.
Hello, guys.
Mr. Mustafa.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good.
Okay. Mustafa is another English teacher here at Injaz. He's been here for quite a long time, and really probably one of the best English teachers here at Injaz, with a tremendous amount of experience. So again, just sort of keeping in tune with the idea of trying to understand what are the teachers' experiences here teaching students and people like you as you come to join, and what is it that your experience is learning English? Again, look, you're on the chat there. If you see anything here about these ideas that you agree with in your learning experience, just give us a little typo in the chat, a little something, type something in the chat. Not a typo, typo's a mistake, but just type something in the chat to tell us about your experience. Do you find that learning the common everyday words is most important and helped you a lot? Here we're talking about the 80% rule, which says that 80% of conversations are actually simple words. Is that your experience teaching students here at Injaz, Mustafa?
First of all, thank you for having me here, and thank you guys.
I have to see the board.
And I'm really, over the moon today because I'm here with you.
Right, over the moon. If anybody knows what over the moon means, that's one. I happen to know because I'm a native speaker, but that's an idiom. If you know what over the moon means, type it in the chat and tell us what it means. Good, it's a good expression. And you can see that Mustafa is over the moon just by looking at his happy face. You can see.
Thank you. Thank you. That's really amazing. And most people nowadays, they want to learn the language. And I keep telling my students that learning languages has nothing to do with difficulties and hardships.
Right.
As long as you have the passion and you are patient, believe me, you can master any language and you can overcome problems and better develop yourself. And one of the, let us say 80% rule that are very important when it comes to conversation or communication with people, it's very important to know words. And the more you know words, let me tell you something, guys. Many people, when they want to learn language, they keep learning, words or vocabularies, in a single matter. So, which is not a good way and it's not helpful. What you need is try to put the words into sentences. Practice every day. Practice makes perfect, guys. And you don't need complex grammar, as you mentioned, by the way. You need simple grammar sometimes, because if you are able and you have the ability to just memorize and make sentences, believe me, guys, communication is going to be the least problem that you will face.
I think, my experience as a teacher for the last 26 years has been that grammar, I used to spend a lot of time teaching grammar, like using the book and the exercises and so on. And while that's an important part of the learning process, what I have found in the last few years or several years of teaching is that grammar is more about using the language and repeating the examples than it is about actually trying to sit there and study and remember it all. Think about this idea, and probably Mustafa, you speak more than one language, and Suhaib, he speaks more than one language. But when we're learning, and I talked a little bit about this idea in the